Good morning. Right, so let's have a look at some of these coins then, shall we? So first of all, we'll start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has fallen well out of this wedge and completely beneath the supports that we had there, and touched upon a relatively new low of 9,221. That happened sort of overnight, so I didn't get to see that one play out. But it could have been expected, relatively strong support for it in historical terms. As before we saw this big move up here, the big move actually all the way up to almost 14,000. So yeah, strong support there. Nice little bump, but not strong enough, I'm afraid. I think this one's going to come down. So what we're going to do is going to start to draw out some of these supports for it now. So this has clearly been a support for it. What's going on here? A clear support for it here. And to be honest with you, we could also call 9,000 a support as well. So crawl it all the way down to there. But that 9,000 is likely to break if this is to be tested again. So we'll just pop it in there. That's our next level of support. Now, if that one were to break, we are going to come tumbling down quite a fair bit further, probably by another $1,000 actually. So we'll put in another support around about 8,500, which is where I would expect this to be. It's probably its bottom level. We'll see how this one goes. I don't expect to see much of a recovery at the moment, and luckily for the altcoins, Bitcoin dominance has started to retrace some. It's not enough at the moment to spark any kind of alt season, but it has started to retrace, and all that would really mean is that alts are probably going to find their bottoms, if not now, then shortly. Okay, so again, don't get too excited. I'm not your financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. It's just what's going on at the moment. But you really need to do your own research and check other channels and do your own technical analysis, really. Indicators on the hourly for Bitcoin suggest that there's room to go on the up, which is fine. That's what we would expect. But 4 hourly is down, and I imagine daily will be down, really down actually. Let's just have a look at the weekly. Weekly is obviously still up actually, so that's fine. So the RSI is making lower lows and lower highs. So yeah, plenty of room for it to continue to fall actually. So these supports are what we're looking to see get tested and probably broken until we get to 8,500, where we probably are going to see a trend reversal, probably. But at the moment, if we look at all the indicators, they're all down. Let's zoom in a little more. RSI's down with more room to go. MACD's down for what that's worth with more room to go. The moving averages are all sloping down and forming resistance. We're underneath all moving averages apart from the 200 EMA, which is still up, but it looks like it's curving, and if we continue this trend, it will actually start to move down, which would be a very, very very bad days for Bitcoin. All we've got now to go by are these supports that we are finding bounces on, and then this lowest level of support here around 8,500. So let's see where we're going with some of the alts. So we'll go with Litecoin, because I am very interested in Litecoin, only because of the halving event likely to take place. So we'll start with the Bitcoin pairing. Bitcoin pairing is looking like it's actually forming some kind of reversal, which is good. So it could have bottomed out around 8,000 satoshis, but it is this coin, Litecoin, is amplified by Bitcoin's movements, so we could still be seeing moves to the down. Daily, yeah, we're still moving down, and we're leveling out now, so we'll just have to wait and see what Bitcoin does before we make any rash decisions. We're basically mimicking Bitcoin at the moment. Hourly wants to move up, which is fine. Daily wants to move down, which is fine. Let's just check the mid-range of 4 hourly. 4 hourly is looking to go sideways. So we're looking to bottom out, to be honest with you. So what this is telling me, we're looking to bottom out. We're still making new lows on the RSI actually, so probably a little further to go before this one bottoms out. Matic then. Matic, always one of my favourites. Matic on the hourly is moving up with the tether pairing actually, so it is moving up, but we've fallen so far down that any up is it's not really it doesn't really count for a great deal. We are only on the hourly. Let's go to the 4 hourly, see what that says. The 4 hourly indicators suggest more movement to down. We've made a new lower low with the RSI, so perhaps not bottomed out as yet underneath all moving averages, which is never good. All sloping down, which is obviously not good. And supports from this level, we are actually on a strong support here because of this is where we were launched from before we started our parabolic move. So it is actually a strong support on the tether pairing here. Next support would probably be down here at around about 0.9 cent. Daily, let's have a look. So daily we're finding a bounce because we thought we would probably find a bounce on this level here. So we'll see if this one bottoms out soon, but indicators would suggest a little further to go. And Bitcoin pairing is actually held up quite well actually, so it might suggest that a bottom has perhaps formed. But as far as our rebound is concerned, that dominance needs to continue to retrace, and it's only just started. So yeah, maybe a bottom has formed perhaps, but it's not going to cause a big bump. Not yet anyway. We've just started to make higher highs on the RSI, and the MACD is slowly poking up to the top, but it would suggest more of a sideways trend with perhaps a few satoshis to be gained. Looks like our bottom was formed perhaps maybe back here around 114 satoshis, very very low considering where we came from, all the way back up to the top here. We were peaking at almost 600, so yeah, long way to go for Matic to recover. BitTorrent token. So BitTorrent token has just been trending sideways, with a range of about 2 or 3 satoshis. The lowest we found ourselves was yesterday at 8 satoshis, and in fact we've just gone back down to 8 now. So we are actually trending down with the satoshi values. RSI is simply just going sideways with a subtle movement to the down. Let's have a check on the daily. The daily just wants to go sideways also. However, it does suggest that this one may have already bottomed out, as we've started to make higher highs on the RSI. But we're beneath all moving averages, even though they're sloping downwards. They are kind of not looking to move up, but they're definitely going sideways, which should help when the trend is reversed. We'll have a quick look at the tether value. Tether value has been really hurt badly, down almost 50% now from our all-time high. But that's to be expected when you think of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's almost gone down 50% now as well from its all-time high. So from its most recent high, that would be. So yeah, I mean, as far as alts are concerned, it could have bottomed out. On the hourly, we want to move up. On the daily, we want to move down, and the 4 hourly probably wants to go sideways. Yeah, it wants to go down actually, with more lower lows on the RSI. So the RSI is pointing up. It does want to move up, I guess, but like I say, the dominance has only just started to reverse its trend, and it's extremely early. But there is a pullback on the dominance chart. Right then, so ERD. Let's have a quick look at ERD for you guys who are interested. So yesterday I wasn't too keen on this coin. But it does look like it found a relatively strong bounce at this level. And looking at its previous moves, now because it was a new coin, there was always a lot of interest in it to move it up. So it's a very difficult coin to really chart at this stage in its life. But it could be an interesting time, because if the dominance chart continues to pull back, and there's money moving into the alts and they're all bottoming out, then maybe you could take a gamble on this one. I'm not into gambling myself, and also I'm not your financial advisor, so don't take any advice from me. But the nature of these ICOs or the IEOs on Binance at the early stage of their lives do seem to do quite well. So this one actually looks like it's finding a relatively decent bounce here on tether, with move to the up on the hourly, just like the rest. But on the daily, well, got no. It's so new. There's no daily information on it. But on the 4 hourly, 4 hourly looks like it's wanting to go sideways and perhaps a little move to the up. So it'll be an interesting one to watch. But we've got to wait for those bottoms to play out. It looks like it might have already bottomed, but we'll have to see when this one comes down to test. That'll be a signal. You see, when this one comes back down to test its all-time low, which is around about 35,000 satoshis. I don't know what I'm talking about. 0.0035 USD. Oh god, I need some more coffee. It's been a very busy night, very busy morning. And let's have a look at the Bitcoin pairing. So actually moving up, but created a higher low actually from here. So not too bad actually, not too shabby on the hourly. Daily, obviously there's not going to be anything on the daily. And 4 hourly. 4 hourly looks like it wants to move up a bit. The RSI, it's a difficult one really. Like I say, I'm not going to be buying anything soon anyway, but this one I probably would have to wait for a signal. We need to see if this creates a lower low than this area here at 36 satoshis. If it does make a lower low than there, then we're looking for 30, we'll call it 30 satoshis. But again, alt's looking to bottom out now because the dominance chart is only just pulling back. Like I said, it's only just begun to pull back. These ICOs, these IEOs, they've got very low volume on them, so it's not a great idea to pick these coins because, well, I mean it is if you're looking to make a gamble, but it's also not such a great idea right now. We need to see these lower lows, or these higher lows being confirmed. If they are confirmed, then okay, fine. We could make an educated guess to say that it's going to go up, but how high will they go? It could go massive, but we're looking to certainly try and top that 67 Satoshi level on this coin. That shouldn't be too hard if the dominance chart was to reverse. It shouldn't be too hard at all, but early days, so it's still a watch and wait. Patience is your friend, and we'll see how all this goes from here. Anyway, I hope you have a nice day, and thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for donating. I really appreciate that. Take it easy. Goodbye.